gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas.
We'll talk about playing with a point to prove as the Wallhawks just filed down that high-powered Eastland offense led by Texas Tech commit Baron Morton as the kids from the Concho Valley held the Mavericks to, get this, a season-low 14 points as they go on to score the dub 28-14. Well, hello and welcome to the Cover One Studios. I'm Manny Diaz, and it was another impressive performance from the Hawks on Friday night. Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Houston Guy along with senior linebacker Nate Fedor, obviously about this defensive performance they turned in, not to mention how the kids on the defensive side of the ball were able to help out the offense down the stretch. You want to stick around for that. Plus, my thoughts on what's next for the Hawks and who stands in their way. But first things first, how about those Chip Cole highlights? Let's get to the goods. Battle the QB1s in Week 9 with a district title on the line. The Texas Tech commit Baron Morton and the Eastland Mavericks trying to hand Mason Fuchs and the Wallhawks their first loss of the season. First quarter, no score, but the Hawks on the move. Check out Fuchs battling for the 9-yard gain. I tell you what, this kid putting in some work on Friday night. Very next play, number 9, the Hawks go into the air. Fuchs hooking up with Connor Deersky for the 33-yard touchdown, giving Wall the early 7-0 lead. Final moments of the first quarter, Eastland looking to put something together, but how about Zach Lane getting his mitts on this one to allow Drew Morrison to haul in the pick? Next Wall possession, the Hawks in Mavericks territory, but facing 4th and 12 from the 22. Fuchs looking for the baseball kid Caleb Hurts, but the Mavs saying not so fast. Turnover on downs. Just under 5 to go in the half. Eastland making this one interesting. Baron Morton is one guy to watch on this team, but the other, Anthony Bonilla. Holla at your boy here for the 35-yard touchdown run. Extra point try blocked. Wall up 7-6. Ensuing Hawks drive. Wall coming back with a big-time playmaker of their own, Chase Rios, number 5, off to the races here for a huge 70-yard gain to the Eastland 15-yard line. He would be shaken up from this one and would not return. A few plays later, first and goal for the Hawks. Pitch out to Cinch Dickey for the 4-yard touchdown, making it 14-6 Hawks at the break. Third quarter now. Hawks on the move. Fuchs to Deersky for a nice gain, but penalties in this drive just kept backing them up. 4th and 9 now as the third quarter winds down. Fuchs looking towards the end zone, but the other QB1, Baron Morton, bats it down in the drive, but wait, laundry on the field. Mavs called for pass interference. Just a few plays later, it's the Hawks QB1 who punches it in for the 1-yard touchdown, giving Wall the 21-6 advantage. Fuchs showing some love to his squad. But on the very next Eastland possession, the Mavericks answered. Morton to Bonilla. This kid just truly kept the Mavs in this one on Friday night. And here, G to the O-N-E gone for the 68-yard touchdown. 2-point try good, and it's back to a one-possession game just like that. Fourth quarter now, Mason Fuchs back to the grind. Number 9 off to the races here. Watch out, camera guy. Fuchs coming through. Hawks now facing 3rd and 3 with Rios out. Defensive guys like Colton Debich and Bryson Ballard, just to name a few, stepping up to carry the rock. Ballard good for the first down. Later in the drive, Fuchs forced to throw this one early, gets picked. Huge momentum shift, but check this out. Roughing the passer called on the Mavericks. Fuchs shaking up like Rios. He would not return. Drew Morrison, the linebacker, now in the game and finishing what Fuchs started for the 1-yard touchdown. Let's check that Texas Bank scoreboard as the Wall Hawks outlast the Eastland Mavericks 28-14 to stay undefeated on the season, while taking the driver's seat for yet another district title, a 10th straight, if you will. Eastland, who's been averaging better than 50 points per game this season, held to just 14 on Friday night. Meanwhile, not one offense this season has been able to put up more than 14 on the Hawks. That's pretty impressive, to say the least. Coming up after the break, the talk was that Hawks defense and the kids who stepped up to seal the win.
We knew we had to make him uncomfortable. You know, we felt like we could get pressure on him. We didn't know if we could get pressure on him consistently, but I think we just, forced him out of the pocket at times, just made just enough made him uncomfortable just enough to not let him get, back there and start hitting his targets consistently.
I think switching up the defense and sending some blitz, because I don't think he was used to getting heat in. Like, he wasn't used to people coming in and trying to sack him, and so with us having Joe Walker and Stuart Booman and Josh Balcom on the line, he just wasn't ready for it, and so kind of shook his game up a little bit. For us to have our defense players come in and go play offense and run back and play defense, they made a big step up, and they definitely got us this win, and that's why we're standing here now with smiles on our faces.
Drew coming in at the end, Drew, bless his heart, he's got to play Mike linebacker, and then you throw him in there at quarterback, and we didn't really hand the ball off to anybody else. We just made him carry it, and he's got to go take a pounding at Mike, and he's got to go take a pounding at quarterback, and so he finished the game. I don't know how many carries, probably 14 or 15 carries there at the end, and he got 3 or 4 big first downs for us, and ended up scoring a touchdown at the end and did a great job. And you can't say enough about kids like that.
Well, it's time for our ERA Newland and Company play of the game. Wall head coach Houston Guy will always say his team is a run-first kind of offense. Just as soon as his team cashes in for a deep ball like Mason Fuchs and Connor Diersky did in the first quarter, a 33-yard pitch and catch that was made in traffic. Diersky certainly adds another wrinkle to this already tough-to-beat Hawks offense. His catch is good for this week's ERA Newland and Company play of the game. Since week 1, this matchup with Eastland has been the one Texas high school football nerds like yours truly have been waiting for. A QB1 that we'll for sure be seeing on Saturdays and years to come, up against a defense who's made a case for being the best in Texas. How the Hawks held a Mavericks team to just 14 points when they've been averaging 52 per game says oh so much. Just to name a few, guys like Nate Fedor, Joe Walker, Connor Dibich, and Drew Morrison, who came in relief of Mason Fuchs as QB1 late in the fourth quarter, are some standouts that are taking this Craig Slaughter defense to another level. So what's next for the Hawks? Well, the rest of Texas. Region 1 is arguably one of the toughest in the state. Matchups are no doubt looming against Bushland and Rock, but what's different about this Hawks team is that they not only have the tradition behind them, but a rock-solid, undefeated resume that screams, we've only come for one thing, to win. Well, another big game and another big win for the Wall Hawks in taking down state-ranked Eastland 28-14 on Friday night. Well, coming up next week, we'll be hanging out with the Sonora Broncos as they welcome to town their one-time old ball coach, David T. Sine, and the Johnson City Eagles. Bronco Nation is looking to bounce back from a 17-14 loss to Comfort in Week 9. But before we leave you tonight, we can't say goodbye without showing you those Bug Express sounds of the game. From the Little Hawks to the Big Hawks, gotta love the support surrounding this program, that's for sure. All right, for the San Angelo Live Cover 1 crew, I'm Manny Diaz. God bless. We'll see you in Week 10.
Down, raise it. Let's go get after that. Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, converge to where the action is.